We're learning more about a mass shooting this past weekend that left 4 people dead, including a 7-year-old girl. Investigators now say a domestic situation stemming from an argument over a federal stimulus check may have led to that gunfire. Police say Malik Halfacre shot and wounded the mother of his child and killed 4 members of her family Saturday night at a home on North Randolph Street. Court documents out today allege that Halfacre has demanded part of the wounded woman's stimulus check during an argument they were having. Halfacre was later arrested after SWAT officers found him hiding in the attic of a friend's house.
I'm going to tell you now that the only obstacle to the New World Order coming together at this moment is the right of the American people to keep and bear arms. That is why there is such an effort to take your guns away from you. The intent of our forefathers in establishing the second article and amendment to the Constitution was that as long as every American owned a weapon, whether they ever fired it or not, our government could never oppress us just with the knowledge that we all had that weapon in our closet. That's the reason. That's why every time you see a bill to take weapons away from the American people defeated in Congress, 4 more are...
It was just such a senseless ambush. It was an ambush.
Now, this is a tragedy that many New Orleanians know, losing a loved one to gun violence. But one family lost 3 siblings in 2 separate shootings in less than a week. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Katie Moore. Gun violence in New Orleans takes the lives of 3 siblings all in 1 week.
Now, the family tells us they were all shot and killed days apart. Now, their parents are devastated and desperate for any answers they can get. Devin Bartolotta reports.
There are dozens of bullet holes in the homes at Carondelet and 8th Street, evidence of one of the 2 deadly shootings that killed 3 brothers in New Orleans. Brian, Brandon, and Bradley Veal were all killed within a single week.
I have complete empathy for the family. I can't imagine what they're going through.
William Murray lives just steps from where 30-year-old Brandon and 21-year-old Bradley were shot the evening of February 20th. A barrage of bullets hit his home, and the sound of at least 30 shots was captured on a neighbor's camera.
Uptight and nervous, to be honest. I haven't gotten over it. It's just that sound. You will never get that sound out of your head.
Caleb Frank heard the gunfire too and says he ran over to help.
It's just sometimes it's the right thing to do to make people know that there needs to be a little bit of reassurance around.
Neither brother survived, but the heartache is worse. Their parents were already planning a funeral for their middle brother, Brian Veal, who was shot and killed February 13th at Loyola and Washington in Central City. Family tells Eyewitness News that the brother's mother is going through a mental health emergency, and their father is struggling too. Police won't say if the shootings are connected, but neighbors and family both want justice served.
This has been a very, very hard year, and I don't ever want anybody to go through any of this.
In New Orleans, Devin Bartolotta, Eyewitness News.
Well, NOPD wouldn't comment on the case, saying it remains open and active. If you know anything, call Crime Stoppers or the Homicide Department.
Our forefathers gave us one tool that no people in the history of the world has ever had, and that is the second article and amendment to the Constitution. It has nothing to do with whether or not you have a right to go hunting, has nothing to do with protecting your personal property against burglars who might enter your home, has nothing to do with a woman protecting herself from being raped on a city street late at night. The second article and amendment to the Constitution has only one purpose. It's to protect us against our own government should it ever become oppressive and usurp the powers of the Constitution. That's its only purpose. Those of you who are for gun control will take away the only real weapon that we have that can truly ensure that they can never oppress us. You see, because we never have to exercise that right. If everybody in this country, and I was taught when I was a child that it was a duty for every man to own a weapon and 100 rounds of ammunition, should he ever be called to protect his community from an oppressive government. My father taught me that. It's not being taught anymore. I will teach my daughter that. And I will teach her how to use weapons and how to clean them and how to store them safely so that nobody can get hurt. And I will teach her that as long as you have it, make sure that everybody knows that you have it, because that's the surety, bond, that no one will ever attempt to hurt us or take anything away from us just because they have the knowledge that each of us has a weapon and is willing to use it if we have to. They will never try. No one could successfully march against 260 million armed citizens. It's impossible. Can't be done by the largest army on the face of this earth. And by the way, that's the Communist Chinese army, and they don't have any way to get here. There's no bridge. They don't have a navy big enough to carry an army that could fight us. But if you ever allow the Second Article Amendment to be usurped, to be taken away, to give up your guns, that is the day that you will cease to be a free people. And for those of you who think I'm heartless and cruel because of that, because little Johnny shot his little sister because she found the gun in Daddy's bureau drawer, I'm not heartless and cruel. My heart bleeds for that family and for that child, and for the child that shot that child, and for the father that was so careless and stupid that he left the weapon where a little child could get it. But I'm not going to give up the freedom of a whole nation of people because little Johnny shot little Susie. That's not right. Every right bears with it a responsibility. Just like the freedom of speech. You're responsible not to slander your neighbor. It doesn't give you the right to slander someone or tell a lie about someone or hurt someone. And the responsibility of the Second Article Amendment does not give you the right to leave a loaded weapon where a little child can get it. You see? I hope everybody understands what I'm talking about. That's right. You take away the swimming pool. The child drowns. And that's a good point. You know, how many children have drowned in Phoenix? More children drown in Arizona than any other state in the Union. Less children are shot, but they still want to take the guns away. But nobody's trying to take the swimming pools away. Why? Because you're being brainwashed that it's the gun that does it. And nobody's brainwashing you, telling you that it's the pool that does it. I hope you understand that. You can take away all my guns. If I want to kill you, believe me, I'll do it. And I won't need a gun. Guarantee you, I'll do it. And I might do it with a swimming pool.